consolidation and a bear market.
This is the time we tell you people to sit tight and watch the markets closely.
Hello Financial Hub community, welcome to episode 42, 43 I guess, I'm not sure, I've lost count, but I'm sure it's one of that. And we've had a wonderful week. Last week I gave wonderful trades. As I said last week, I don't give out much trades on the YouTube channel, but last week's trades were very high probable trades, and most of them I covered 4 pairs, and almost all of them have gone to the direction we've covered. Those were very good pips, especially starting with gold. Gold is in a bull run, and it's a very, very good opportunity to take advantage of at the moment, especially what is going on around the whole globe. So looking at gold, this is what we covered. This candlestick you're seeing here is what happened last week. So what happened? So we closed very, very bullish, and now you're seeing this week we're breaking the highs that we'd reached a few weeks ago back in February and March. So we're breaking above those high levels, and when such things happen, you're very, very sure to get higher push to the upside. So if you go down to the daily chart, just what you're saying, just basic, what we've had yesterday is what we had is bullish. So we started with a very good bullish momentum, and we can see this momentum continuing the rest of the week, especially today and tomorrow. We can see the market spike all the way to 1725. So if you go down to the 4-hour chart, so this is just a recap. There's nothing much on this one, nothing, it's not a new analysis, it's just following what we did last week. We can see when market came, I remember last week, if you go down to the 1-hour chart, I remember last week when we were looking at this pair, the market was trading around here. So we had just had this strong bearish momentum, then market had just shot up here. So I remember saying I was looking for trades around this level, and yes, I did get a trade at 1646. I got an entry there, and at 1656, and I rode the market all the way to 1700 and 1725. The 1725 was hit today morning, so it was just a beautiful 3 bounce. If you go back to the 4-hour chart, so we had that just first bounce, second bounce over here, and we finally got that third bounce in line with our retesting our support level at between 1640 and 1645. Very, very good area. And what you're seeing yesterday, what happened, we're seeing that we got this very strong bullish momentum that broke all the way from 1690 all the way to 1715. So this whole candlestick, with this whole 4-hour candlestick, we had a more than 250 move happening at that time. Then what you're seeing is basic consolidation there, just basic consolidation. What happens when we break to new highs? So there's sort of that profit taking, more entries are coming in here, people are coming out of this trade, and basically this is just a consolidation to confuse many of the retail traders. So what will happen over here is basic. What will happen is just we'll see market consolidate here for a while. Maybe now we're just testing 1710, 1715, playing around there, and 1725 was hit today morning. So that's a whole 150 pip region, and we'll see this market just shoot further up. It will just come out of the blues, and you'll just see the pair going further up. So just basic recap of this one, we're seeing 1750 being hit very soon and even higher. So pay much attention to that. And if market drops, which I really doubt, maybe to 1700, 1705, I'm not being overconfident, don't get me wrong, but I'm very bullish on this one. We're in new high territories, and what happens when that happens in commodities is just that market pushes further up. People don't see it coming, and that's how I used to be long time. I never used to understand the market that well, but right now with my experience, we're very likely to see market continuing to shoot. Many people are looking to short this pair. That will be very, very dangerous at this point. So let's look for those longs, and let's move on to the next pair. So yes guys, this is USD card, one of my favorite pairs. Not favorite, I'm not married to it, it's just that it has beautiful formation. So as I kept saying, as I kept stressing over and over, 1.42 level was being capped a lot. I remember last week we were around this level when we were covering the daily chart, and now market has dropped all the way below 1.40 level. So if you go down to the 4-hour chart, what you're seeing, we've still respected our channel formation, and we've moved down. We consolidated around this level. I remember covering this with our subscription members, and now market has dropped below 1.4950 level, which was our first target. I remember I covered that last week on the YouTube channel, and now we're seeing market continuing to push further down. So if you go back to the daily chart, there's this trend line that I'm watching. So as you can see, there's this yellow trend line that market is really heading towards, and that can be our first level of resistance. We have this bounce here, and this bounce here. So I'm looking to see how market would react around here. Yes, I'm pretty certain market will push to touch it, almost reaching our target. I remember we covered our target at 1.375 level, so that's still about 150 pips away. About 120 pips away, not so far. So if you go down to the 4-hour chart, so that level is around here. So if I just highlight it here, so around here, so it's about 120 pips away, not so far. Very high probable market can just slump and drop to that level very, very soon. We're still respecting our channel, as I said. If you go down to the 1-hour chart, we're seeing market was moving in consolidation. So we moved from a consolidation down to another consolidation, and now market has come out of that consolidation. So what we're looking at is just between these targets. If you take consolidation targets, let's use this trend line. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. So what we're looking at is this distance from here. So if we duplicate this whole distance of this consolidation, if I just take that distance and duplicate it here, this is what you get. So from a consolidation, so we had this first consolidation from here to down here, consolidated. What we're seeing is market can come to this level around this region, looking for 1.75 area. So that's basically what I have on this one. Nothing complicated. We're still bearish. I'm not seeing any reason to be bullish at this point, and that's what I'm watching for. So we're seeing market coming to drop there very soon, and then we'll see where market will head. So let's move on to the next pair. So this is Euro USD. This is the daily chart. So Euro USD hasn't had that much momentum as it was having the previous weeks. As you can see here, shooting up, shooting back down, shooting up very fast. Now we're sort of having, there's no much momentum in the pair. So what we're paying attention to on this one, so this is the daily chart. We're just seeing market slowly moving up. If you go down to the 4-hour chart, we're seeing after covering last week when we covered, I remember we were around here, market was trading here. We were looking after market had come, we had just gotten this fast bullish momentum. This one, that's what I remember, because we had just broken this trend line. So doing a recap of last week, if I drew this other trend line, so we had this trend line here. I remember we had this trend line. So I remember our first target was around here being capped, and market was truly capped at that level, came back down. We didn't have that momentum to come to bounce from the trend line again, this downward upward trend line that you're seeing, and market has shot above. So we're seeing we were capped. We had this downward trend line, market bounced once, twice, then this third time it tried bouncing off, as you can see, and market was capped, and it was able to break above the trend line. We had that retest of the trend line, having good formation. That's a basic hammer and an inverted hammer over here. So we're seeing bullish momentum coming, so we can have that basic breakout retest, and this market can continue pushing further up, especially that we're playing above this red region that you're seeing I've highlighted. Since we're still playing above that region, you can see this market stay above that level. So if you go down to the 1-hour chart, we have a channel formation that is forming. Here we go. So just expounding that, we're having that one first bounce, second bounce, and sort of a third bounce. So this market can push further up, respecting this channel, maybe come to touch 1.105 level around this region before we get in momentum either up or continuing to respect this channel. So that's basically what I'm watching. I'm still heavily trading gold. There's much more opportunity to be made there, much more pips than these other pairs that are moving quite slowly. There's no momentum on this one, but there's much more momentum on gold. So that's what I'm watching, and that's basically EURUSD. And let's finish up with a basic recap of GA. So GA, I remember this was a very, very good high probable analysis we did last week, and this is my daily chart. So if you have not watched last week's video, go watch that, because I won't do much cover up of what I talked about last week. But basically what you're seeing is that this was our determining level that we are watching, and this whole region is still a determining level. So we're waiting for market to continue breaking this level. If you go down to the if you go up to the weekly chart, what I want to pay attention to is last week, this very, very strong bearish close. You're seeing it's engulfed previous candlesticks for the past. What happened in the past almost 5-6 weeks has been covered by just 1 week. So all those people who are long here have all been taken out, and now we are back to short territory. So this is a very strong indication following the pattern that we covered last week. This channel formation, we are seeing market has bounced off, so that A, B, C, D, E market has bounced off the top level. And if you go down now to the 4-hour chart, we're just seeing that market tumble all the way. It's a falling knife. So we're seeing we've come all the way, we broke, we didn't get much momentum to even go back up, market continued falling. So basically showing Aussie weakness. So basically now I'm paying attention to this channel. So there's another channel formation we're paying attention to right here. So this is on the 4-hour chart. So we're having that first bounce, second bounce, third bounce, fourth bounce, many bounces. So I'm watching this level. So I'm very, very bearish on this one, since market has been capped by this, has broken below this level. We're seeing market can come, maybe have a test of this channel, come back up, retest this yellow line, and then now from there we get that market falls from that level heading further down. So that's what I'm watching on this one. Very, very high probable analysis on this one. I don't yet have an entry yet. I'm just watching how market is reacting to here. Give me a better analysis, better confirmation of the pair to go down. So that's just a basic recap of what happened. I'm still on gold, very, very bullish on gold. I've caught over 1,000 pips with over 3-4-5 trades on that one. I had an entry yesterday after we broke above 1700 all the way to 1725, which was hit early on today morning. So we're just paying attention to that gold analysis as these other pairs give us better confirmation. So very bullish on gold. And basically this was just a recap. So unlike last week, I'm not giving any entries on this one. I'm following up that with our subscription members on a subscription package. So basically this is what I have. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Hope you had a wonderful Easter, and as the week continues, let us make more pips. Remember to always have a proper risk reward and risk management plan, as well as a trade management plan. So that's basically what we have, and see you guys on next week's analysis.
Economic recession and a bear market.
This is the time we tell you people to sit tight and watch the markets closely.